I just want to say that I'm sorry to anyone who has to go through the family courts and the pedophile system. Fuck those people. They're all fucking evil assholes, without exception. How's that? Um, Mark Ames, seemed like a really nice guy. Didn't really give me the right paperwork that I asked for before I saw Judge Valez Harris, which, I don't know, maybe it's my own fault, but they had the case file, so I couldn't access my case file before the hearing. And the information he gave me wasn't accurate. And what the judge focused on, right? She wasn't too concerned about the mother setting the apartment on fire. Like, no big deal. Accidents happen. It's not reckless. Okay, well, if the first responders can't even get into the second floor because of the smoke, I would say that's pretty fucking reckless considering that happened while my son was in the apartment, right? How did it get so out of hand that the apartment had to be condemned? Sounds a little bit reckless because they admitted they were in the apartment when the fire happened. So, um, it's just so bad, with the corruption. I don't even know what the point of this video is other than I'm not being allowed to see my son, and there's a lot of people involved in not allowing me to see my son. It's very, very wrong. And there was a point. I don't know. They want to make it seem like I don't want to see my kid, I think, so they can use that against me. Because right now the judge is ordering supervised visits, right, through a second time because I dipped out of the YWCA one and they didn't want to meet with me again because I was asking them when they're going to arrest the pedophiles. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with the visit with my kid, but I started giving you know, the guy who worked there, Drake, a hard time because he wouldn't, let me go to my car and load shit. So I'll have a conversation what I want to talk about. Why don't they arrest the pedophiles in government, right? And he found that to be argumentative, probably because he protects pedophiles. He might be a pedophile himself. He seemed very perturbed when I asked that question. So his exact response was, I'm not going to talk about that with you. Why? This is a matter of national security, right? There's a bunch of pedophiles running our government, local, state, and federal. So yeah, they called me crazy through the psych evaluation that the mother paid for, right? That, pay to play. That's how that works. They made it look like I totally willingly went along with the psych eval. That wasn't the case at all. Prior to that hearing, I had filed for my own motion to have the mother have a psych evaluation because she's a psycho bitch. Like, she actually is crazy. So it was like the logical thing to do, file a mental health evaluation for the mother, which is in my rights, but the judge denied it, right? And then when the mother filed it, I said, the motion for me to have a mental health evaluation, I said, that's a great idea for me and for the mother, and to have us be evaluated by someone that we choose, someone that the court chooses, and someone that the other person chooses, and have me and the mother, and I think I suggested the judge too in this, but to all have mental health evaluations by three different parties, to have so that the court could have a well-rounded view of all individuals involved in the right, in the case. I don't know if I suggested the judge should have it, but the judge should probably be committed, right? Because she's trafficking children, just like the Mohegan tribe. And if anyone wants to say that that's conspiracy or that's slander or libel or anything like that, my son is of the Mohegan tribe. And I've seen him for 2 hours this year. And last year, he attempted to kiss my penis. No one really wants to talk about that. And they call me crazy, or I don't know what the fuck they call me when I bring it up, but it's not okay. That's a learned behavior. No one's addressed it to my satisfaction. How's that? Right. And so for the fact that I haven't seen my kid, right, and there's been signs of regressive, that's another thing. The judge didn't even fucking address the fact that my son showed regressive signs of behavior in our previous YWCA visit, February 27th of this year. Didn't even address it. Lost my train of thought there. None of this is appropriate. Oh yeah, Mohegan son is trafficking kids because my son is Mohegan and he's being trafficked the fuck away from me, right? I haven't seen him, so I don't know what's going on with my son. He's talking more now than he ever has, right? Heads up, Andrew Holding, litigation incoming. I just got to go file paperwork, but I'm in the middle of this job that doesn't mean shit, right? By comparison, but I don't know. Do I just like, you know, just fucking bail out on something that I'm personally responsible for my son, who I'm personally responsible for, but not allowed to be legally or in any way, shape, or form physically responsible for, right? So you have the laws of God, right, where I have to do the right thing for my son. Not that that's a chore, but all these people in my way are making it a fucking chore, right? So this is trafficking. Now, it's hard for me to sit there and say, oh, the judge is involved with the mother, with the shrink, with the lawyer, all this and that. But you have all these moving parts, and I know for a fucking fact that I'm not the problem, right? You want to say that I'm the problem because I called you a fucking cunt or because I talked to you like this, right? But I don't even talk to you like this in person because you don't even get to see me in person and talk to you like this because I just write all my shit in emails. So all you have are words on a paper from me. But you put my son's shoes on the wrong feet. You let my son watch Wicked. You got into a car accident with my son. You left my son in the car on a hot day for too long, right? And the neighbors had to watch my son when you let my son run out into the parking lot unattended multiple times in South Hadley, right? You condemned the South Hadley, apartment due to a fire, right? Then lied about it for a year, didn't tell me about it. The only reason I found out about it is because I did my due diligence to go talk to the neighbor next door. So all these, you want to make me out to be the problem and say that I can't see my kid for A, B, and C, right? Because I kept him because he showed signs of abuse and nobody wants to investigate Detective Chakowski out of Westfield, Mass, right? Nice investigation. LaValle can't do a wellness check. I'm not the problem, right? I'm not paranoid. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not delusional, right? I told you about Lockheed. I told you about the energy weapons, right? Yeah. The MK Ultra, the mind programming. I told you about that. And now I'm telling you about the pedophile corrupt family courts, right? And the child trafficking Mohegan Sun. That's what I'm telling you about. Come on, Andrew Holding. Fucking send me a lawsuit, bro. Because you couldn't send me that letter stating that my son's not being abused. It's easier for you to send over some threatening emails and maybe some litigation to put me in handcuffs to shut me up, right? Do it. Do it. I like my case, right? I think I could argue my case before a judge. And if they're half as corrupt as Diana Velez Harris, I'll still probably win. It's just amazing how you can stand before a judge, show them fucking proof on paper that this person endangered your child recklessly. Oh, and by the way, I warned the police of unsafe living conditions prior to that fire, right? But the judge didn't want to see that. I had that report there. I'd gotten it after I filed my affidavit and motions with the court. That's all dated and timestamped. But the judge didn't want to see that. So I read it out loud for the court. But she didn't want to hear that, right? Because the mother saved my son from a burning apartment. She's a hero, guys. The mother's a hero. I mean, she caused the fire too, but isn't that their whole thing, right? They create the problem, then they create their own solution, and they're fucking heroes, just like the vaccines, right? Sketch the CIA whistleblower testimony. What do vaccines have to do with everything that the nefarious government's been working on since the 50s or 70s? You don't know because you don't fucking research shit.